Ever wondered why one Kia reaches 200,000 miles while another needs an engine replacement even before 100,000? In many cases, the engine starts giving warnings long before it fails. Here are the 4 signs that a Kia engine is heading for serious trouble. Not some generic advice, real symptoms, real causes, and real numbers. Don't skip sign number 1. This is where most Kia owners get it wrong. It sounds like nothing until the engine destroys itself from the inside out. Let's get into it. Sign number 1, the engine knock that doesn't go away. A 2016 Kia Optima came in with 94,000 miles on it. The owner described a faint, rhythmic knock at cold start. Figured it was just the engine warming up. Topped off the oil, kept driving. 2 weeks later, that knock turned into a deep, metallic hammering at every RPM range. By the time it went up on the lift, the connecting rod bearing had spun. The repair estimate? $6,800. The engine was done. And if you're thinking that would never happen to you, you'd notice most people say exactly that. Think about it. A knock that shows up at cold start, then fades as the engine warms up? That sounds harmless. That sounds like a quirk. In a Theta II engine, it is anything but. The knock isn't random. There's a direct, documented cause. The 2.0 liter and 2.4 liter Theta II engines, used in the 2011 through 2019 Kia Optima, Sorento, and Sportage, had a manufacturing defect. Metal shavings from the crank milling process got trapped inside the engine's oil channels during production. Those shavings restricted oil flow to the connecting rod bearings. Bearings starved of oil wear faster, clearances open up, and that opening is what causes the knock. The knock starts light, usually on cold startup when oil pressure is still building. That's the catch. It fades once the engine reaches operating temperature, so owners drive with it for weeks. The bearing wears every time the engine starts. The damage is cumulative. And once those clearances open past a certain point, oil pressure at idle drops across the whole engine. What most people don't realize is that Kia acknowledged this. They recalled the 2011 to 2014 Optima, 2012 to 2014 Sorento, and 2011 to 2013 Sportage with the Theta II GDI engines. Then, a separate software campaign, the Knock Sensor Detection System update, was pushed across nearly 1.7 million Optima, Sorento, and Sportage models spanning 2011 through 2018. The KSDS monitors for abnormal vibration patterns and limits engine power when early bearing wear is detected. If your Kia is in that model year range and the KSDS update hasn't been applied, it's still exposed. The knock sensor update doesn't fix existing wear. It catches failure before the rod punches through the block. That distinction matters. So what does this actually sound like on your daily drive? A faint tick or tap at cold start that fades within a minute. A slightly rougher idle you've been writing off as the car getting older. Nothing dramatic, nothing that feels urgent, and that's exactly what makes it dangerous. A 2015 Kia Optima owner put it plainly in a verified owner report. Well-maintained car, regular oil changes, no warning lights, no symptoms. At 59,000 miles, a loud knock appeared out of nowhere. The dealer confirmed rod bearing failure and ordered a new engine. No warning, no buildup, the car just stopped being fine. That's exactly how the Theta II bearing failure presents when the damage has already been accumulating quietly for months. The fix on an engine that hasn't failed yet is still possible. Get the KSDS software update confirmed at a dealer. Check the oil color at every change. If it looks metallic, gray, or gritty before the change interval, that's metal in the oil, and your engine needs professional assessment immediately. Catching it here is a $200 to $400 diagnostic versus a $7,000 engine replacement. The knock fades, the damage doesn't, and the next sign builds directly on top of this one. Sign number 2, the oil that disappears between services. A 2015 Kia Sorento owner brought the car in for a routine oil change at 60,000 miles. Clean service history, full synthetic every 5,000 miles. No warning lights, no symptoms. The technician pulled the dipstick before draining the oil. It came up almost 2 quarts low. The engine had been burning oil silently between every service. The owner had no idea. No blue smoke from the driver's seat, no burning smell at idle, just a car slowly running low on the one thing keeping its internals intact. And here's what makes this so frustrating. this isn't a rare edge case. This is one of the most common complaints across Theta II and new GDI engines, the 2.0-liter four-cylinder found in the Forte and certain Soul models. Owners report needing to top up a quart every 1,000 to 1,500 miles. Most assume it's normal. Some are even told by dealerships it's within acceptable limits. Acceptable on paper and safe in the real world are two different things. Pause for a second and think about that. The GDI system, gasoline direct injection, sprays fuel directly into the combustion chamber. Fuel never passes over the intake valves, so nothing cleans them. Carbon builds up. That same carbon accumulates behind the piston oil control rings, the rings responsible for keeping oil out of the combustion chamber. When those rings stick with carbon, they can't seat properly against the cylinder wall. Oil slips past, enters the combustion chamber, and burns. The result is consumption that never triggers a warning light, but slowly drops your oil level between services. An engine running half a quart low for weeks is operating with reduced lubrication at every bearing surface. Sometimes there's a visible clue, but most owners miss it. Blue or bluish-gray smoke from the exhaust, especially during cold startup or hard acceleration, is oil that burned in the combustion chamber venting out. It might last only a few seconds at startup, or only appear when accelerating onto a highway, rarely consistent enough to catch in the mirror. But if someone following your Kia mentions it, that is oil consumption confirming itself visually. The downstream consequence ties directly to sign 1. Oil running low accelerates connecting rod bearing wear. The bearing tolerances open faster. The knock arrives sooner. A Kia that might have lasted another 80,000 miles gets to rod knock in 30,000 because the oil level was never physically checked between services. A 2016 Kia Sorento owner in Minnesota described exactly how this plays out. Regular oil changes, topped off when the level dropped. Did everything right, or so they thought. The engine failed on a road trip out of state. Sudden loss of power, a knock, and then nothing. The car had to be towed over 300 miles home, 6 weeks without the vehicle, while the engine was rebuilt under the Theta II class action. The owner's note, even doing the right things wasn't enough, because the consumption was never caught early enough to stop the damage underneath. And this is where it gets even more frustrating. A Reddit post mentions that a 2017 Kia Sorento owner documented their oil consumption program with the dealership. 3 tests over 3 months, 1.5 quarts low, 1.3 quarts low, then 3 quarts low. At 90,000 miles, with the warranty about to expire, the dealer said all 3 tests needed to be done at the same location and told them to start over. The owner's words, "It just seems like they'll find any reason not to replace the engine." The check to do right now is to pull the dipstick and check the level, not at the next oil change, now. If it's more than half a quart low before the service interval, your engine is consuming oil. Start logging the level every 1,000 miles. If consumption is confirmed, get a shop to run a cylinder leak down test. If compression is sound and only the rings are suspect, an engine flush and intake cleaning service sometimes frees stuck oil control rings before the damage becomes permanent. One habit changes the entire trajectory here. Check the oil level physically every month. Not the oil life monitor on your dashboard, the actual dipstick. Kia's oil life system tracks time and mileage. It does not measure what your engine is actually consuming. And there's a third sign that turns the oil situation from a maintenance issue into an emergency. Most owners see it and assume it's something minor. Before sign number 3, if this is saving money or making sense of something that's been happening with your Kia, hit subscribe. Sign number 3, the oil pressure warning light that flickers at idle. A Kia Forte owner posted on Reddit with an oil light that was flashing randomly. The oil level looked fine. The engine sounded okay. The general consensus in the comments was probably just a faulty pressure switch, an easy fix. One commenter replied differently. They had the exact same symptom on their 2017 Kia Soul. Same flickering light. Same assumption it was just a sensor. They kept driving. The result? $7,500 engine replacement. Their exact words, "Get this looked at immediately." This was the beginning sign that something was wrong with my engine. And that's the problem with this particular warning. On the surface, a flickering oil light at idle that disappears at higher RPM sounds like an electrical glitch, a bad sender unit, a loose connector. Sometimes that is exactly what it is, but sometimes it isn't. And the two scenarios look identical from where you're sitting. The real question is, what's actually causing the pressure drop? When connecting rod bearing clearances open from wear, oil pressure drops. The oil pump can still build pressure at higher RPMs because the volume of oil being moved compensates for the larger gap. At idle, with the pump running slower, the pressure can't cover the gap. The light comes on. This is where the flickering light becomes a fork in the road. If it's a faulty oil pressure sensor, the fix is $104 to $147 in parts and about an hour of labor. If it's actual bearing wear, continuing to drive risks catastrophic engine failure within miles. The two scenarios look identical from the driver's seat. A shop will check the oil level first, then connect a mechanical oil pressure gauge directly to the engine, bypassing the sensor. On a healthy Kia at warm idle, pressure should read between 20 and 30 psi. A reading below 10 psi at warm idle with the sensor bypassed is a bearing clearance problem, not a sensor problem. That test takes about 20 minutes and tells the whole story. Do not drive your Kia with the oil pressure warning light on. If the light illuminates and stays on, pull over safely and turn the engine off immediately. The margin between the light coming on and catastrophic failure can be measured in minutes, not miles. When you drop your Kia off, be specific. Tell the shop when the light appears, when it disappears, and the exact RPM at which it goes off. Tell them if any knocking accompanied it. A shop with vague information replaces the sensor and calls it done. A shop with a full symptom description goes straight to a mechanical pressure test. That one detail changes the outcome entirely. The cost difference between catching a worn bearing before it spins and finding out on the highway is roughly $1,500 versus $7,000. The diagnostic is not optional. It's the only way to know which of those two roads your engine is on. That covers the oil side. But there's a completely separate failure path in a Kia engine, one that starts with heat, and the warning sign for it gets ignored every single day. Sign number 4, white smoke that keeps coming after the engine is warm. A 2017 Kia Niro started producing white smoke from the exhaust after highway driving. The owner chalked it up to condensation. It was a cool morning. The smoke kept coming for 15 minutes after startup. They kept driving. At 189,000 miles, the head gasket failed. The repair bill came to $4,500. The owner chose a new engine for $5,000 instead. 40,000 miles later, the head gasket failed again. The cooling system was never properly addressed. The root cause was still there. A new engine had been dropped into the same thermal problem. And if you've ever seen white smoke at cold start and dismissed it as condensation, you were probably right. That part is normal. The version that isn't normal is white smoke that continues after your engine reaches full operating temperature. Most Kia owners have never had anyone explain the difference to them, so they keep driving. So, where is that smoke actually coming from? A head gasket sits between the engine block and the cylinder head. It seals coolant passages, oil passages, and combustion chambers all at once. When it fails, coolant leaks into the combustion chamber. When coolant burns, it produces thick, sweet-smelling white smoke, a detail most owners miss because normal exhaust doesn't smell sweet. What most people don't realize is that the gasket doesn't just fail randomly. It fails because the aluminum cylinder head warped. Aluminum expands with heat. If your engine overheated even once, if the temperature needle climbed into the red and you kept driving, the head can warp slightly. That distortion breaks the seal. The gasket starts leaking. Coolant enters the combustion chamber. The smoke appears. Kia engines are heavily based on aluminum construction, including the head, the block deck, and the water pump housing. This makes them efficient and lightweight, but far more sensitive to overheating than older cast iron engines. A single overheating event, even a brief one, can cause a head gasket failure 10,000 miles later. The connection is rarely made because so much time has passed. This matters because your temperature gauge is actually the earliest warning in this chain, not the smoke. The smoke shows up after the gasket is already failing. The temperature needle climbing past the midpoint, or worse, reaching the red zone, is the moment the damage starts. Most Kia owners glance at the gauge at startup and never look again. The habit worth building is a quick check every time your driving conditions change. A gauge that creeps higher than normal on a familiar route is a cooling system problem in progress, not a weather quirk. There are two quick tests. A combustion leak test uses a chemical indicator in the coolant reservoir that changes color if combustion gases are present. Yellow or brown means the head gasket is compromised. The second check is coolant pH. Healthy Kia coolant runs between pH 8 and 10. Below pH 7, it's turned acidic and is corroding the aluminum internally, accelerating gasket failure and water pump wear. Also check the oil. If your dipstick shows a light brown milky residue, coolant is already mixing with oil inside the engine. At that point, the head gasket repair is urgent. Continuing to drive on oil contaminated with coolant destroys bearings within a short distance. Caught before the head warps, a coolant flush and thermostat replacement can extend the life of your cooling system significantly. Caught after the gasket fails, the repair runs $1,500 to $2,500 for the gasket alone. If the head is warped and needs machining or replacement, that number climbs to $3,000 to $5,000. The earlier you take this seriously, the lower your bill. White smoke that lingers is not condensation. It is coolant burning, and every mile driven after that sign appears makes the repair more expensive. 4 signs. 4 chances to catch a problem before it turns into an engine replacement. A knock at cold start, oil disappearing between services, an oil light flickering at idle, and white smoke that overstays its welcome. Check your oil level physically today, not the monitor, the dipstick. And if that oil pressure light is already flickering, get the mechanical pressure checked before driving another mile. The diagnosis is cheap, the alternative is not. Drop your Kia model, the year, and whatever symptom you've noticed in the comments below. Every single one gets a response. This is the place to figure out whether that noise or that smoke is something or nothing. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.